Hey everyone, Coach LB back here with another video. So when I was growing up, there was this brand new sports game that came out. It just had the most awesome graphics, and it was just the most fun. It was a game called NBA Jam. And one of the lines that the casters always used to say after you scored 3 buckets in a row with the same player and got on fire was,
"Is it the shoes?"
That's the topic of today's video. Footwear. Footwear, especially when you're going to work out. So, this is a quick question, and it may be rhetorical to some people, but it may be a serious question. Would you wear a shoe like this to the gym? Would you wear a shoe like this to the gym? Or maybe a shoe like this?
But tell me, why all the questions?
Dress shoes are not really appropriate for workouts. I've seen people do it, but it can be very dangerous because they don't normally have the type of soles to support you. What I'm getting at is, for whatever exercise you're doing, are you wearing the best footwear?
What?
So, I've had to work out in these. I've had to run. I've actually lifted weights in them. But that was because the situation dictated it. You know, when you're in the military and you only got so much time and you may not be able to actually wear certain clothing, you work out with what you can.
Surely you can't be serious.
I wear these types of shoes. See, it's got flat sole and, no heel. I wear these type of shoes for normally pretty much all the time. When I'm walking, when I'm just doing anything. If I'm not barefoot, which is around the house, I'm wearing something like this. But this here is a running shoe. And this gets used for running, specific purpose. See how there's not a lot of flexibility in it, and the heel here sits above the toes, and it's flexible like that. This is made for running.
Yep.
I do work out in these sometimes. It depends on what I'm doing. But I ride bikes with these. But I will do my warm-ups in these. I will do my warm-up for when I'm lifting. I will do it in these. I used to wear these. This is my favorite pair of Chuck Taylors and Converse All-Stars, and everybody's like, oh, they're the greatest for lifting. I'm going to show you something that may surprise you. These aren't all that great for lifting. So besides it being my favorite pair of shoe, I want to show you something. You take these shoes, doesn't look too much different, but when you turn them around, there's a huge difference. This one is wider in all the right places. So this point right here is called your toe box because this is where your toes sit. And this one has a very narrow toe box, where this one has a wider toe box. There's shoes that have wider toe boxes still. But the reason why this is important, especially during lifting, if you have to use your feet for support, what you want to do is you want to create a tripod, which means you're going to use your big toe, your little toe, and your heel as the 3 legs for your tripod, and try and put all of your force in the middle of your foot through that. So when your toes are getting all scrunched together, it's really hard to create a tripod. And there are shoes with bigger toe boxes than this. I was actually surprised, and I looked and I was like, actually this one's pretty solid. That's why I wear these. I'm still looking for ones that I actually like that are bigger. Among that, I said I warm up in those shoes. This is what I wear to lift. And these, while they don't have as wide a toe box, they're still pretty wide, but I want one that's wider. This has a very slight heel to it. Unlike your running shoes, where it has that really high heel, this one has a very slight one. If you wear these normally, it keeps your calf muscles in a shortened position.
That's bad.
Which means it lowers your ankle mobility because you're not walking all the way through a motion. Because this versus this, versus this. With the shoe being flat like this, it means that when your foot impacts the ground, there's no extra shortening of your calf muscle by doing that. It helps to keep you from losing ankle mobility. I used to wear running shoes like this all the time, and I started to notice that I had a harder time doing squats because I was losing ankle mobility because I had a shortened calf muscle.
Knowing is half the battle.
So with a shoe like this that's actually designed for weightlifting, it's designed to give you just a little bit of height to help you, if you have a little bit of lowered ankle mobility, get down into a better squat position. Still, a shoe like this is not going to help you.
Oh, funny. Real funny.
Before I got these, I actually had, I think it was a CrossFit shoe, which still worked. Still had a completely flat sole, had a wide toe box. And the thing is, like, one thing is I only use those when I am weightlifting. I only use those. I didn't walk around in them outside. Like, these have seen the outside of the gym maybe 3 times because I forgot to take them off. But these stay in my gym bag. They don't see the outside pavement if I can help it. Running shoes. Now here's why I tell people not to lift in running shoes. You see how big this heel is? Yeah, that's definitely going to affect things. And one of the problems is if your heel is too high, what tends to happen is when you come down on an exercise, you're lowering yourself down, especially on squats. This is like huge on squats. What tends to happen is you tend to pitch forward because your heel is so high off the ground. And then instead of staying flat on the ground, it looks something like that. And a lot of people have issues with that. And the worst part is I see it in warm-ups. I see it in people warming up, maybe because they're going too fast or they're not focusing on what they're doing. But I see it when people warm up where their heels are off the ground when they're doing a squat. And that all translates to your actual movement of what you're doing.
What? Oh, that's impossible.
This is just food for thought. Running shoes are meant for running. These are actually walking shoes and they're meant for walking. I use weightlifting shoes that are meant for weightlifting. And I still actually use these when I'm working like on a car or doing something where I'm carrying around something that's really heavy, or even just doing yard work because, you know, there's inherent dangers with lawnmower.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
And unfortunately, even though these are my favorite Converse and I have like 8 pairs of Chuck Taylors, I can't even wear these for long periods of time anymore because of how narrow the shoe is. And that's what happens if you start to understand what your foot feels comfortable in. When you start to put your foot in other shoes, it starts to feel really uncomfortable. I just can't afford to just be throwing away shoes though, so these are gonna stay around for a little bit longer. I really hope this has helped to shed a little bit of light on how important the proper footwear can be to whatever you're doing, whether you're walking, whether you're just sitting around at home, or whether you're working out. But I also understand that people are on a budget and your shoe budget needs to fit into your lifestyle. But the thing is, I challenge you to look into different shoes.
Challenge accepted.
You don't have to go out and buy the biggest and best Nikes or whatever brand that you want. All of my shoes may be Adidas, but I go to the Adidas outlet and I catch sales. I'm pretty sure this one I got with this one, and I only paid like $50 for them because they were on a sale.
Hey, yo,
And I actually go get the lowest priced shoes, or shoes that actually I just need to work and I don't need any extra super special things about them. Actually, the most expensive pair of shoes I've bought are these, and these are specifically for weightlifting. But these were, I think I caught them on sale for $100 versus the $170 that they were when that the newer versions of this were. I'm actually saying be practical.
Oh, yeah.
Find a shoe that works for you, and if you're looking for running shoes, I highly suggest you get your feet measured or find a running shoe store where they can measure your feet and help you find good running shoes. There's more places to go than just the biggest, best, newest product. In summary, right shoe for the right job. Because, you know, it could be the shoes. But don't go overboard. Find the shoes you need, change them out as the time goes. I rotate my shoes about every 3 to 4 months, depending on how much I've been wearing them. I can actually feel when they're going bad, when the soles are getting really, really low. So I've gotten really sensitive to actually noticing when to do that. Look for sales. Best time to go is when it's like that back to school sale, or that summer sale, or that Labor Day sale, or the Christmas, Black Friday, New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, holiday sales, whatever holiday it is. Please don't work out in anything like this, because there's so many things that could go wrong. And I'm on my way. My next goal is 50 subscribers. So if you like what you saw, give it a like, subscribe, share it, let someone know. I'll see you in the next video.
Is it the shoes?